4 o'clock.
Okay. Actually, we had already booked our tickets to Vrindavan, and after that, I saw a message in the group that ISKCON Mangaluru is organizing. So I missed this time the group. So almost same time we also went. It was nice.
So your group was something different?
We went with family, but there were
Okay.
some other devotees who organized it. It was also in a group congregation. Yeah. Okay.
Because
We'll
here
start.
Mumbai also there are many groups which go for this.
Okay.
Anyway, but
Yeah,
I
I
always
think they
prefer
were.
our Mangalore group because we are now so close to each other. So
Yes,
it
yes.
is very
I
much
felt
comfortable.
true. Yeah. Okay. We'll start now.
Yes.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalaakaya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvedam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakaanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarini Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Jagatitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Te Namaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishvanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंतकोटि वैष्णव की जय नामाचार्य हरदास ठाकुर की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय हरे कृष्णा वेलकम एवरीवन
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So since tomorrow is Gaur Purnima, I thought we will this is the only teachings given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So during Antya Leela. So we'll go through the Shikshastakam today. Okay.
Gaur Purnima is here actually today, Mataji, in American numbers. Yeah.
Okay. So today, now it is.
It's 9:30 in the morning. No, it's
morning.
today.
Okay.
Morning.
Just started.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you'll be going to temple today?
I will try, Mataji. Yeah.
Okay. You have office, I think, right?
Yeah, in kids' school, so I have to manage all that.
Okay. Fine. So we know, so this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So this comes in the Antya Leela. And who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He's actually Sri Krishna and Radharani together, right? In the mood of Radharani. So let's pay our obeisances to Sri Sri Radha Govinda. Okay. So this quickly we'll just see. So Mahaprabhu, who was the Mahaprabhu's parents, Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, right? And there were symptoms of there are so many symbols in the feet of Lord Vishnu, right? So all were seen in the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone remembers what had happened in childhood? Like anyone knows this? Have heard about it? You're able to see the screen, right?
Yes. No,
Yes,
Mataji,
Mata.
we cannot see.
No?
We can see you, Mataji, but we don't know if you
Oh.
shared anything.
Oh, I didn't share them. Okay, one second. So, okay, who are parents of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? You can name before I open it. You all may be knowing.
Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata.
Yes. Okay, now you can view, no?
Yes.
Okay. So, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was small, so when he was playing as a small child, right? So everywhere there were footprints, and in the footprints there were these symbols. So when they were not able to make out whose symbol was it, and then finally they come to know that it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's. So basically, it is all these symbols are seen in the feet of Lord Vishnu, and same was there in the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how many years he lived totally in the sense past time? How many years he
48.
performed? Yeah, 48 years. So Adi Leela, so the first 24 years, it is divided that like Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you see, it is divided into Adi Leela, Madhya Leela, and Antya Leela, right? So Adi Leela is the first 24 years where he was with his parents and then he got married. He had two wives, no? Lakshmi Priya and Vishnu Priya. And next was the Madhya Leela, which is the next 6 years. And the Antya Leela is the 18 years. So in the 6 years of Madhya Leela, where Mahaprabhu traveled all over South India and he was preaching the glories of the holy name, right? So there we see many pastimes also, where he stayed in a house of Brahmana and all that in South India, right? And in the Antya Leela, he was in Jagannath Puri. So the last 18 years. So his childhood name was Vishwambara Mishra. Okay. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has left only 8 verses, so which is called as Shikshastakam. And these 8 verses clearly reveal his mission and precepts. So these are supremely valuable prayers. So usually every day we chant this, right, in the morning. But we don't usually meditate upon the meaning. We just chant. We just as a ritual we do it, right? We don't really do with so much of meditation. So the first 5 shlokas are set as sadhana bhakti, and 6, 7 is bhava bhakti, and the shloka 8 is prema bhakti. So those are for the exalted devotees. So we know that Yuga Dharma, what is the Yuga Dharma of Kali Yuga? So we have different Yuga Dharma, right? In different Yugas.
Sankirtan
So,
Yajna.
yeah, Sankirtan Yajna, right?
Vishnu chanting.
Yeah, chanting of the holy name of the Lord. So there is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, it says, Kaler no dosha nidhe rajan asti hi eko mahan gunaha kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param prajet. So there are many faults in Kali Yuga, but there is one good thing about Kali Yuga, which is that chanting of Krishna name. So which can make us free from all the material bondage. No? Mukta Sangha Param Rajet means we can reach the highest destination, it says. Just move here. And just go directly to the, okay, we can go through. So usually why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to come and he came in the Channa Vesha, no? Like in the form of a devotee, though he was a supreme lord. Because Krishna, we can see in Krishna, the Lord Krishna's life, he always showed that he is God. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always hid it because he knew that there would be many imposters in Kali Yuga, so who would claim themselves God. So that is why he didn't show himself. But then there are many instances where pure devotees, like the close associates, knew very well that the Lord is none other than Krishna himself. And by his actions and everything, they were able to make out. No? And he revealed also, right? To whom did he reveal? His form, Shadbhuja form. Lord has also showed his Vishwarupa, no?
He has shown the universal form to Advaita Acharya.
universal form to Advaita Acharya? Is it? I don't remember this.
Ramananda
But
Rai.
yeah, no, he has shown to, Ramananda, he has shown like Radha Krishna Rupa and to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, right? In his house, he showed the Shat Puja.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so this one I don't know, like I need to verify it, Mataji. Showing Vishwarup. Okay, so so Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita gave so many instructions, right? So he says like, give up everything, sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. And I am sarvasya prabhu, I am the Lord of everything. He says, and always think of me, worship me, right? He says, pay obeisance unto me, manmana bhava madbhakta, madhyaji mam namaskuru, mame vaishyasi sat, I mean, two places says, yuktvaivam atmanam matparayanaha. Right, and then so after telling all this instruction, so Krishna sees that still people are not able to take up the devotional service, right? They are not able to take it. And then when so we hear in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that when people were not following any they were becoming very irreligious and not taking into God consciousness. So then Advaita Acharya, he prays, right? He cries so loudly and he calls for the Lord. So then Krishna decides to come, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata apyuddhanama dharmasya tadatmanam srujamyam. So whenever there is a decline of religion, I will come. So there is no limit for his incarnation. So anytime he can come. So Krishna, and these incarnations, I mean, we don't have in this class covered like where the scriptures showing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to be born as a son of, I mean, his parents' name are also there in the scriptures. So I don't have it here, but you can refer. There are, even if you Google it also, you will get many Shastras, many Puranas, even in Padma Purana, it is mentioned that Lord Vishnu is coming as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So the Lord comes as in a Channavatar. And Prahlad Maharaj also says that in Bhagavatam that you are in Kali Yuga, you are in a covered way you're coming. That is, you're not revealing that you are Lord, right? So why he had to come? So the example is that, so when there is a manager is there, okay, or you are working in a company and there is a manager and he is always instructing you, do this, right? But then you are feeling like he's more of commanding or instructing you like strictly, right? So people sometimes fail to do that. So but then there is another manager, he also does, and then he shows you how to do it and you do it. So that is more acceptable, right? So in the same way, so the Lord behaves like how a devotee had, what is a devotional service and how one can perform devotional service and how to love Krishna. So that is taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So as a devotee, he has come to teach, so in the form of devotee. So these are various reasons for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to appear. So the first reason, okay, anybody wants to read this, can read, please.
Can I
Yes,
read much?
Mataji.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji, Veena Mataji, please go ahead.
3 reasons for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila, Chapter 4. The first purpose was to relish the position of Srimati Radharani, who is the prime reciprocator of transcendental love of Sri Krishna. The second reason for his appearance was to understand the transcendental mellow of himself. The third reason that Lord Chaitanya appeared was to enjoy the bliss tasted by Radharani. Lord Chaitanya appeared in order to fulfill these confidential desires and also to preach the special significance of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and to answer the call of Advaita Prabhu. These were secondary reasons.
Yeah. So there are the various reasons. So mainly this, though this is external reason, But then Lord came to preach. I mean, he was the one who started the Sankirtana movement, right? And this is also mentioned in the Shastras. So in Antya Leela, verse 20.65, it is said, Prabhura Shishtashtaka Shloka Ye Pade Shune Krishna Prema Bhakti Tara Bade Dine Dine. If anyone recites or hears these 8 verses of instruction by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his aesthetic love and devotion for Krishna increases day by day. We'll start with the first verse. Chetodharpanamajanam bhavamahadavagninirvapanam Shreya Kairavachandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anam Dabudivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Glory to the Shri Krishna Sankirtana, congregational chanting of the Lord's holy names, which cleanses the heart of all dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditioned life, of repeated birth and death. The Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. So here, what is Cheto Darpana Marjana means? What is the Cheta? Cheta means what? Cheto.
Heart.
Yeah. So what is Cheto Darpana Marjanam?
Cleansing the heart.
Yeah, cleansing the heart. What is in the heart? Like what is being cleansed here?
Anarthas.
Yeah. So from so many lives, no, we are carrying so many impressions, so many desires, unwanted desires are there in our heart. So all these anarthas are taken away when we do actually by doing the offenseless chanting. Actually, it happens not by offensive chanting, but then this doing the Cheto Darpana Marja means it is actually cleansing of our heart, all the anarthas. So actually, in the quality, we and the Lord are same, right? It is said, what is the comparison given to the soul and to the Lord? The comparison in the quality wise?
The ocean and the water drop?
Yeah. So what is the similarity in both? Both are salty, but then the quantity is different. So, but the quality is same, right? So similarly, in the spark and the fire, right? The fire. So Lord is compared to fire, and we like Jivatma are like a small spark. So, but then it is also pure, no? Chetanas, so Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam, Eko Vapi Bhunam, Vidadati Kaman. So both are eternal, both are pure, but then because of our all ignorance, right? So we forget the jiva which is coming in, in the conditional stage when it comes to this material world, it forgets its real identity, and it is covered by ignorance, and which is stopping us from self-realization, right? So, so this is cleared when we chant the holy name of the Lord. So slowly, what happens? It is removed. So by Lord's mercy and by Guru's blessing only, that can happen. That ignorance is completely removed, and we get a taste in chanting the holy name of the Lord. Okay? And Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvatpanam. So Bhava Maha means here the material world is compared to Bhava Mahadavagni. Means it is very difficult to extinguish a forest fire, right? We know that forest fire, anytime it can catch, and it is very difficult to, we can't, even the fire extinguisher cannot offer, right? So it cannot, so similarly, the problems in this material world is so much that nothing can, I mean, whatever one does, he will not be able to overcome unless he takes into the shelter of Krishna, right? So that is not possible. So bhavana, so that will remove that, will be the conditional life. Instead of repeated birth and death, so one can overcome when one is taking into Harinam. And Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam means what? So usually there are two words which is usually we hear. That is, one is Shreya, one is Preya. What is Preyaskara? Preyaskara, you must have heard. There are two things, no? Preyaskara and Shreyaskara. What is Preyaskara? What is Shreyaskara? By the name you can guess. Anyone can guess? See, Preyaskara means anything that is pleasurable to our senses and mind. But Shreyaskara means which is actually good for the soul. Example, like a student is having an exam next week. So he will, so now all his friends are watching cricket and he also want to, want to watch cricket. Like we'll take, okay, tomorrow is the exam. So he want to watch the cricket himself also. But then his intelligence tells him that if you watch, then you will fail in the exam, right? You have to read. And then so what he does, he don't do that. So he didn't go and he reads. So the other one, there is another student who actually he enjoys, he want to enjoy, and then he will see, okay, anyway, exam is tomorrow, we can do it, see tomorrow. Now I want to enjoy and I want to see. So he goes. So what will happen is that, so the one person who dedicatedly learning, he will pass the exam, the other one will fail. So Preyaskara is usually the immediate happiness one is looking for. But the Shreyaskara means the higher. He knows that if I sacrifice now, later I can be happy. So that is Shreyaskara. Okay. So this is even in chapter 17 we have like that is in Sattva Guna. No? Yettadagre vishamiva pariname mrutopamam tatsukam satvikam proktam atma buddhi prasadajam. It says any work which is poison at starting at the starting, and the later it is like amrutar nectar. So that is said to be in Satvik. So getting up early in the morning and attending Mangalarti at 4 o'clock, and doing the chanting, these are all actually not very easy. Everybody are sleeping at home, and you also feel like you can also sleep for more time. But what will happen? If we sleep, then we won't be able to follow we will not be able to do the proper chanting, because early morning is the right time for doing the sadhana. So, Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam means, so this is actually this Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he has given his commentary, and where he says that the Jiva is like a Kairava, means a white lotus. So which is actually, it blossoms in the moonlight. No, it says that, so when the chanting is done, that his real Swarupa is revealed of the soul. So that is the Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. Vidyavadhu Jivanam. So Vidyavadhu Jivanam means it is like the only shelter of a devotee. Like just like a newly married girl, for him, husband is everything. He is the only shelter. No, Vadhu means what? Right? No. So similarly, for a chanting of the holy name, no, or the kirtan of the Lord is the only shelter for the devotee. Means it is the real spiritual knowledge which destroys the avidya. No, vidya means spiritual knowledge. Avidya means ignorance. So when one takes into bhakti or chanting of the holy name, so it destroys the avidya. Okay. And then Anandambudhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam. So every moment it keep on increasing the ocean of bliss. That is the happiness. So while chanting the holy name of the Lord. So Sarvatma Snapanam Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. So when the devotee is engaged in the chanting of the holy name completely, right? So he feels that transcendental bliss. And how he can feel that? Because he feels that connection with the soul's connection with the Lord, and he forgets all his selfish desires. And it is said that even uh, expecting one to be liberated and or merging in the merging into Lord. So this is also a selfish desire. So all these tendencies will even go even for someone who is like that, who chants the holy name of the Lord, and one establishes his connection with the Lord as a what is that? Our identity is Jivere Swarupahoy Krishnera Nitya Das, right? So we come to that position. So this is the first verse. We'll go to the next one. Namakari Bahuda. You all want to repeat the previous one?
Okay,
The
ma'am.
verse?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mataji.
Okay. Cheto darpanamajanam bhavamahadavagnirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jeevanam Anandambudivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam
Sarvatma Snapanam Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam.
To the next one. Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Iha Janina Anuragaha. Can repeat. Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti
Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti
Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha
Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha
Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi
Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi
Durdaiva Midrusham Iha Janina Anuragaha
Durdaiva Midrusham Iha Janina Anuragaha.
Yes, Muralidhar Prabhu, read the translation.
Yes, Hare Krishna. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So Namna Makauri Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti means the Lord has so many names, no? Krishna, Govinda, we call by different names. So all Hari, right? There are different names of the Lord. So every name has the same potency. So it is said the sometimes we call Lord as also Brahman, Parabrahman, no, Paramatma and all that. So those are actually showing his material abilities or his functions, material functions that he does in that name. But then when the name itself, when we call Govinda, Krishna, so those are actually is not different from the Lord himself. It is having all the same potency, it is said. So the Lord is not different from his name. And it is said that there are no rules, no tatrapi niyamita smaranena kalaha. No, there is no strict rules. So if we take in all Vedic mantras, we know that there has to be properly chanted as per the rules and regulations. Exactly, there are times, like if you know that this Gayatri mantra, like they chant early in the morning, and there are different times in the afternoon and the evening, like that. So exact time one has to do that, and properly it should be chanted. Otherwise, it will give a reverse effect. No? The Vedic mantras, if it is not chanted properly. But there is no. Yes, of course, if there is no effect, even if we chant wrongly the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra also, it has to be correctly chanted. But there is no time, right? Any time. So if it's no in the 24 hours, any time we can chant the holy name of the Lord. So there is no restriction that you have to chant only in this time. No, and there are no etadrishi tava krupa bhagavan mamapi, means, so such is the benediction, in the sense, by just chanting, one can make one's life perfect. Means one can get over this cycle of birth and death. Such is the ultimate benediction God is giving, Krishna is giving, by just taking his holy name. No, but then it is durdaivam idrisham ihajani naruragaha. So I am so unfortunate that I am not having attraction towards the chanting of the holy name. So it is said that even just the chanting, the chanting of holy name, it is said that even the chanting, it is equal to the chanting of the whole Vedas also. No, in the Brahmanda Purana, anyone knows that the chanting of Vishnu Sahasranama is equal to, and one time of chanting of what is that? Lord Rama name is equal to 1,000 Vishnu names. No? We know Vishnu
Three
Sahasranama, right?
times.
Chanting.
Three
Three
times.
times, na? 3 times. 3 times chanting Lord Rama name, yeah. And one time chanting Krishna name is equal to 3 times chanting Lord Rama name. So and then how many times we have in the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? 16, right? In the one mantra itself. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, so many. Like it's all Krishna's name and Krishna's energy. Hare is nothing but Radharani, it is the energy of the Lord. No, calling the Krishna's energy to engage in his service. So it is so many times I mean, we in a day, if we calculate, it will be more than thousands of names of the Lord we take if we chant properly, right? So just by, and it is said even in the Skanda Purana says that just by saying Hari, no, all of you say loudly Hari, 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 Hari,
Hari
Hari,
Hari.
Hari,
Hari, Hari, right? So just by saying Hari, it said that one ensures liberation. So basically, Hari means who takes away all the anxiety. No, that's another meaning of the word Hari. So, but then what is the problem with us? Why are we not developing the attraction for the name of the Lord? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur Prabhupada says that it is only because of the Nama Parad. So there are so many, how many offenses are there to the holy name? Every day we say, right?
10.
10 Mataji.
10 offenses, yes. So what are those 10 offenses? So the first one, so it is short here. Anyone knows the complete proper one? To blaspheme the devotees who have given their life, no, in the, yes, can you say? So if we speak ill about the devotees of one who has given their life for this moment, or who has engaged themselves in the service of the Lord, no, 24/7, who have given up their materialistic life and who is engaged in the service, and if we are blaspheming about those devotees, then this holy name is not going to give us any taste. Otherwise, it is taste. No, Prabhupada analogy gives in Rupa Goswami Prabhupada gives in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that when a deceased person, like one who is having a what is that?
Jaundice?
Jaundice, yeah, jaundice. So the person who has a jaundice, it is said he won't get a taste in the tongue. So, but the remedy is sugarcane juice. Prabhupada says sugarcane juice is the remedy. But then when he tastes, he don't feel the taste. Though the sugarcane is juice is so sweet, right? So he cannot feel the taste. Why? Because of his diseased condition. So we are also in a diseased condition, because of which we are not able to taste the sweetness of the holy name. But we see like how the great acharyas, like how they were able to chant, like Haridas Thakur, he was able to chant 192 times. No? Just 16 times we are finding hard in a day. And we are doing as a ritual because we have an order of Guru, we are doing it. But then we have not developed that taste. But one who developed that taste, they will be engaged always in the chanting of the holy name. And so these are the 10 offenses. So first one, criticizing devotees, and the second one is considering Lord name to be equal of Vishnu and Lord Brahma. No? Or yeah, so
Shiva.
considering the
To consider Shiva and Lord Brahma to be equal to Lord Vishnu's names.
Yes. So if we consider like that, means some people think no, all are same. So that is also an offense. So if we think all are same, or we don't have a complete faith, and we take shelter of other devatas, thinking that Krishna may not be able to protect, or like complete faith when we are not having. So this is also, and then, but we are chanting holy name, and then we are doing this also. So here it is said that is also offense. But then we see that even in when Krishna himself was comes into this material world, he himself also like he as when as a grihastha, he also worshipped devatas. So how do we understand this? So that is only a pastime, but then it is said that even the senior great Vaishnavas, they say that nothing wrong. Even Radharani, this they used to go to Devi for, but their intention was to get Krishna. So if you are going to Lord Shiva, only intention to engage in Krishna's service or to go to bhakti, to get bhakti and to please Supreme Lord, then that is not a that is not considered wrong. Okay, so because we cannot disrespect also, and that is also an offense, like respecting any demigods, because they are more close, than to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because they are all doing the work being assigned by Krishna to them, right? Like how we see in Brahma Samhita, like how the Lord, the Sun God is taking care of everything, no? The day and night is happening because all, and is giving light and heat all as per the orders of Supreme Lord. So Brahma in his prayer says, even Lord Ganesha is taking care of the three worlds, that he's removing the obstacles of three worlds. But how is he, from where does he take the strength? It is said that his trunk is always on the foot of Supreme Lord. So there he takes it. So if we have the right understanding and we go and we know what to ask, so then that's not wrong, right? But then we should never think that all are same or somebody is higher than Supreme Lord. Then that is offense. So the third one, what is the third one? To disobey the orders of spiritual master and consider him as an ordinary person, right? So we should not, because Krishna himself says that Tadvikti pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. So one has to humbly take shelter and humbly serve the Supreme Master, spiritual master, and only then, and by his mercy, because he is a realized soul, he will be able to give us. No? One who is realized, he is able to give us also the Krishna. And then fourth one is, can you read from what we have here? I think it is all made short. Blaspheming scriptures. What is the fourth one, Prabhu?
To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures in pursuance to Vedic version.
Yeah, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures. So if we don't have proper faith in what Krishna has told in Bhagavad Gita, no, so then that is also an offense. And then next one, Mataji.
To consider glories
the
of
glories
chanting
of
Hare Krishna to be an imagination.
Yeah, so not having complete faith and considering that to be an imaginary. Okay, next, committing sins. To commit sins on the
Committing
strength of
sins
holy
while
name, right?
relying on the holy name.
Yeah. So chanting holy name and also simultaneously committing sin and thinking that, okay, because I am chanting, I will be forgiven. So then that is again offense to the holy name. It is not like that. So yes, Prabhupada says, even Krishna says, what is that? What is that? Api chedasi papebhyah sarvebhyah papakritamah. No, not that. What is it in ninth chapter? There's a one shloka, no? Even the one who is fallen, most abominable one, is also forgiven, who takes the shelter. Api chet suduracharah bhajate mamananyabha sadhurevasi mantavyah samyak vyavasito hi saha. So Krishna says there, whoever have taken my shelter, even if he commit abominable sin, then still he should be considered as sadhu. But here it is said, committing sin while relying on holy name is an offense. So how do we understand this?
If accidentally, if someone does a sin, then that should be forgiven, not because you're, intentionally, we should not make any sense.
Yes, because we are so fallen and this Maya is so strong, and Krishna knows it, that his energy, external energy is so strong, and so much of test. Even Prabhupada's disciples also had fallen, right? So, but then if somebody does, but then after taking into shelter or by Guru's mercy, if he is able to overcome and then again he's fixed in devotional service, then that person should be forgiven. But then he should not keep on repeating the same mistake. Huh? So that is what Krishna also says. क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वत् शान्तिनि गच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे bhaktah pranashyati. The next shloka where Krishna says, because he is engaged in the devotional service, soon he will be purified. Because taking the holy name, he'll be purified and he will be established in the right state, in the sense he does not, I mean, because of the association of the devotees and the chanting of the holy name, he will be fixed in his devotional service. He will not commit any more mistakes. So, but here, so when it is said committing sins while relying on holy name, it is wrong. Like, okay, the next one, considering chanting equal to material bias acts. Okay, what is that exact point? Someone can tell. Seventh one.
There are so many rituals given in the Vedas for fruitive activities, so we should not equate chanting to those.
Yeah. What is that, Mataji, in the offenses? If you have opened the proper one, which we read every day.
Mataji, actually, that is 8th one, Mataji. I think we left.
It?
Yes, Mataji. To give some interpretation to holy name of the Lord was the 6th one, Mataji. 8th one,
Okay.
7th one is to commit sinful activities on strength of holy name. And 8th one is to consider Hare Krishna, chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activity which are offered in Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda.
Yes. So thinking that if I chant, I will get some good job, or my son will be placed somewhere good, or like that, or my husband, something has thinking that if I praying like that, praying in return for something, no, that is again is a offense. Because this is not like that. It's completely transcendental to all this. Because these things which we pray and all that, this is only limited to this life, right? And this material world. But the soul is above all this. It's not, we don't pray something for this body and mind and these things. So the Hare Krishna mantra is coming, it is, we see in the Goloka chant, it's actually coming from the Goloka, no? The transcendental vibration. So this is not a normal sound, that materialistic sound what we hear. So when we say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is actually coming from the spiritual world. So we should not think that to be of something of Vedic or fruitive activities. So the next one, 9th one.
To instruct faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
Yes. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, Idante na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana na cha shushrusha vacham na cha mam yobhyasuyati. Says Idante na tapaskaya, one who is not austere, no, na bhaktaya kadachana, not to a non-devotee. No, don't give this supreme knowledge to who is not a devotee, who is not austere, who is not following the 4 regulative principles, and idantena tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana nacha shushrushavema vacham, who don't believe in my words, who don't follow my instructions. Nacha shushrushavema vacham nacha mam yobhya suyati, means the one who is envious of me. No, we see many people who are envious of Krishna. So such people also don't give this. So Krishna, he says, the Lord says there. So never to preach to faithless people. But then we know that our acharyas are so merciful than Krishna. So the devotees are more merciful than Krishna. That is why Prabhupada went to Western world where they were all non-devotees who were. They didn't have, I mean, in Russia, there were no even temples. I mean, the churches also were all closed. So such a place also they go, and because of their compassion, so epitome of compassion. So they give the holy name to them also. So otherwise, who will rescue them, right? That is what they think. So if they don't be merciful upon them, then how? It's by Jayapataka Swami, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, he had wrote a poem, right? Yadi Prabhupada na hoito, kabhi ke hoito. What would happen if Prabhupada was not there? Oh, it's very beautiful song, actually. Yes, Prabhupada was not there, where would we be? So yeah, the last one, Mataji.
Mataji, to not have complete faith in chanting the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so the 2 things are there here. So not having complete faith in the holy name means, because what will happen when we are chanting sincerely, all these anarthas will go, and actually somewhat kind of detachment also will come. But then we are not having, but simultaneously we are maintaining material attachments also. And after understanding so many instructions, I mean, we hear so much of Shastra and all that. So still we are maintaining. So it is said here that it is also an offense. So, and then inattentive chanting. So this is said to be as a mother of all offenses, they say. Because because we are not attentive on the name. That is why Prabhupada says you have to hear your chanting. Some will tell, no, I will do mind chanting. No, that is not recommended. When you say Hare Krishna, you have to hear also, so that your concentration, all your senses are engaged. When you say, and even the ears are hearing. So in that way, we are not less distracted. We are hearing what we chant also. So, so these are the 10 offenses. We can reflect on ourselves. So where are we? Why are we not developing taste in the holy name? Because of some of these, as in, we may be doing it without our knowledge, right? So we can also record our chanting. So I had also done this earlier. So like Ashwara Mataji had mentioned in one of the class, like because many times we don't know, we are thinking we are doing very perfectly, but when you record your chanting and you hear, there can be chances like you are missing, usually what happens, the last word is missed. Many devotees do that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, no? So there are continuous Hare will come. So you may skip one Hare. So that is also means complete effect won't come there, no? There, of the holy name. So we have to be attentive on. So these are the 10 things. So we go to the
Mataji, there
next
is one
verse.
more line. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. So in order to achieve the love of God, we have to avoid all this offenses. Yes. So the third verse, you all repeated this? Second, no? Repeated, okay. तृणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानीन मानदेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरि तृणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना
तरोरपि सहिष्णुना
अमानीन मानदेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरि Okay, who has not read can read. Anyone the chat translation.
May I, Mataji?
Yeah. Good thing.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. So, how can one chant the holy name in a humble? So it is said here, one should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. So the straw in the streets. So we see that the grass which is grown. So many people stamp on it, but then again it gets up, right? I mean, it is not puffed up in the sense we should not be puffed up. One has to be very humble, no? So considering oneself as a insignificant as grass. So thinking that I am very insignificant. So this was showed by Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada and Sanatana Goswami Prabhupada when they first met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, those time they were keeping a straw in the mouth. So it showed that they're humble than a blade of grass. I mean, so that is their position, to show that they really meant it, and they did Dandavat to Chaitanya Prabhu, and they were holding that. Though we know that they were highly qualified, so they were so humble. That is the reason they were able to think about the Lord all the time, and they were so much, always in the thoughts of Lord Krishna, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, so what will happen by being that like Trunadapi Sunichena, one will become detached from the all the unnecessary, the anarthas and the material attachments, which is not good for our spiritual development. So the pure chanting can happen. It is said only the pure chanting will happen when one becomes humble and not expecting mana. Mana, amanina manadena. Amanina means free from false ego. Manadena means giving respect to others. One should not be having very puffed up, or if somebody is having a very good birth, like Janma Ishwarya Shruta Shribi is very beautiful and having everything, how that humility will develop, thinking that, meditating upon Krishna's position and my dependency on the Lord, how much I am dependent for everything on the Lord, understanding our position, what is our position, one day if sun does not come, all the living entities can die. So how much are we dependent? But then why should we be proud? right? There are so many, by understanding the lives of so many exalted devotees, or reading in the Bhagavatam, we see like how even after having so much, like, no, like Parikshit Maharaj, he gave up everything, because he knew that 7 days he would die, and he, and that time he didn't wanted to do any sense enjoyment. He wanted to hear about the Lord, and he gave up everything. And Bali Maharaj, like, see, we have so many examples of like how, though they had all material prosperity and no, but they didn't, they gave up everything because they were so humble. They so knowing our position, like how Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, no, chapter 15, somebody is very intelligent, Krishna says all that comes from me only. So one is very intelligent, should not be very proud of his knowledge. He should know that it is coming from Krishna, and if Krishna wills, he can take away, right? So how many we see, right? There, in I have myself seen one of my uncle who was like so, I mean, like very highly qualified, and he was so good. But then he, during his old age, I mean, he was not able to recognize anyone. He forgot, like, no, anything can happen to anyone. So why should we be proud? And we see, like, even so the great, the best example is the Amrish Prabhu, who is like a billionaire, no, son of Henry, no, grandson of Henry Ford, like. So he, so much of his property he has given to Mayapur construction, the TOVP construction. But he is very humble. It is said that at home he's like very humble devotee. Maybe outside, for as a formality, he has to be, like he may look like a very materialistic person, but he is not. He's the devotees who have seen him from very near, and all, they know very well that how simple life he is leading, because he doesn't think anything of his own. Though all his property, he know that it's all Krishna has given. Somebody asked him also, so he said, it's nothing to be proud of, because Krishna has chosen me. So, and if he chose another person next day, and he can take away anything. So what is there to be so proud? So realizing our position and Lord's position, so bringing the humility, and so Taror api Saishnuna means what? Taror, we left that line. So Taror means a tree. So being a tolerant like a tree, no? Like, see, some people will come and cut the branches, and they'll cut the tree, but then even the tree grows after many years. But then if the same person comes, it will still give the shade, right? Will not say, okay, don't keep in mind the grudge. Oh, this person has cut me earlier, I should not give him shade. No, it is not partial. It is giving for everyone. And these qualities is what Krishna likes. In Bhagavad Gita, we see. No? What are the qualities? No, there are some 8 shlokas from 12.3 to 20 something. Krishna explains there, I think 12.8 to 20 something. So many shlokas. So where it is said, which are dear to Krishna. So there, one of them is like being equal to everyone instead. May it be enemy or a friend. So for us, it is very difficult, right? Because we are not in that stage. But then at least we can forgive whoever have done bad to us. We can at least forgive and move ahead. Maybe you will not able to be like before, but then at least we can forgive, so that, because only in that state of mind, it is said here, we can take the name of the Lord. Otherwise, what will happen? The unnecessary thing, because mind can be a good friend and can be a worst enemy also, right? So if we become a slave of our mind, then it can trouble us so much. So we have to, so unnecessary things will come in the mind, and it will obstruct our chanting, right? So it is for our own good. We have to practice forgiveness. And then, so Kirtine Sadauri, only in that state one can chant the holy name. So we'll go to the next verse. न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरी भवतात् भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं
न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरी
कवितां वा जगदीश कामये
कवितां वा जगदीश कामये
मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरी
मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरी
भवतात् भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि
भवतात्
Okay, who will read now? Who has not read so far can read the translation. Yeah.
O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want the costless devotional service, birth after birth. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so here a devotee is like what is he praying? Na dhanam na janam na sundarim. No, I don't want money. No, so I don't want wealth. Dhanam means wealth, and I don't want janam. Janam means number of followers, right? So the who is in devotional service for a long time, usually what will happen over the time, they starts like somebody should appreciate them or like means this is what is said in this verse, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, like because he was a devotee and there were so many followers for him, so his very humble position he's taking and he's setting an example for others actually, where he's saying that I don't want that I need to have an many followers so that he show that he's so good, great. And then na sundarim, I don't want beautiful women, says. And then na kavitam va jagatisha kamaye. So not even the glorification. Kavita means somebody is glorifying you. So I don't want any glorification, right? So, but then what do I want? Mama janmani janmanishwari bhavatat bhaktir ahetuki tvai. So even I don't want here we can understand that life after life, I want your devotional service where it shows that highest devotional service means even one should not expect a liberation. No, here it is not. It's asking it's okay. I am okay to be born, and it is fine to be born anywhere. No, but I have to be in a devotional service, engaged in devotion. So that is what the acharyas also they say, like even uh, they don't mind to be born anywhere, but only thing is the association of devotees and the devotional service is the highest thing. Because why devotees? Because they remind you of Krishna. Only in Krishna, no? Krishna, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Matchitta matkatah pranam bodhayantah parasparam kadayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So my devotees always speak about me, about my glories, about my pastimes, no, and about Krishna. Krishna did like this. Krishna did in that pastime. He did, no, always speaking. Only a devotee, devotee friend, or they can remind you of the Krishna, not others. So that is why we need a. It is said it is association, right? So even this online association also, whatever we are getting, we most of us who are associated with ISKCON Mangaluru are staying in a different place and different time zones, but still we are connecting through this forum, right? So anything can be engaged in service of Lord. So we are not Mayavadis. Mayavadis means they'll reject. But then, Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya means engaging or anything in even the technology using in the service of Lord uh, is allowed. So here is saying that even after life, I want to engage in the service of you. So this shows like how one can be very selfless. There is no selfish desire at all here, and complete surrender, no, and unconditional devotional. So we say, right, ahaituki apratiyata itatma prasidati. So there's no conditional at all to the Lord. So if you do this, I will do. No, there are so many conditions some people put to Krishna, or when we go with the list to the temple. I will do this for you, please you do this for me. That is like a barter system. So that is not a pure, uh, which has to be, and the pure devotional service, Rupa Goswami Prabhupada in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu says that, which is free from the fruitive activity, the karma kanda, and the gnana karmadi anavratam, no? Anukulena Krishnanu, Shiranam Bhakti Ruchyate. So, which has to be free from all that. So that is the highest. I will go to the next verse. The last verse in the sadhana bhakti. Okay, these first 5 verses are for us. So how we develop the, the taste in the holy name and love for Krishna. But then the higher from 6th and 7th is a bhava bhakti, no, for higher, who is more advanced in spiritual life. And then the 8th one is the prema bhakti, who is already established. So you'll see this is the 5th one. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishave bhavambudau कृपया तव पाद पंकज स्थित धूलि सदृशं विचिन्तय ऐनन्द तनुजा किङ्करम् पतितं मां विषवे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पाद पंकज स्थितधूलि सदृशं विचिन्तय Okay, sorry. Someone can read the translation. It's a bit higher. Yes.
O son of Maharajananda, Sri Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the more atoms at your lotus feet. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here devotee actually is acknowledging that I am your eternal servitor. Means Jivere Swarupohare Krishnera Nityadas. So that is my actual position. So I may be in a material, I have a different designations. Actually in this material body we have different designation. You may be a father to someone, you may be a brother, you may be a boss, you may be a manager, some MD, something. All these are designations are what? It's related to only the body, right? Not of the soul. But there is my actual position also as a soul, right? So what is it? That I am your eternal servant. So, but this is the first, the stage where devotee understanding his position, and then he accepts that somehow or the other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death because of my ignorance, right? Or because of my desires, the because of the lust, anger, greed, and all these enemies are there, because of which I am engaged in, or different sinful activities for many births, and developed bad thoughts, and all this, because of this what has happened, and or I am taken away by some bad association or these things. So I have been taking birth after birth, and I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death, because of which I am forgetting my real identity. So but please pick me. Only Krishna can pick us, right? So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्यु संसारवर्त्मनि Bhavamina chirat partha maya veshita chetasam teshamaham samuddartam vritti samsaram atmani. Yeah, Bhavamina chirat. So he says, Krishna says that whoever have engaged in my devotional service, no, who has taken into the holy name of the Lord or taken shelter of the Lord, what Krishna will do? He will, because it's very difficult. It's like an ocean, this material world, and it's so complex. It can bind us. So, but then it by when one takes the shelter of the Lord, we can be taken out from this bhavasagara. So only Krishna can take us, because he can only free us from the three modes. He's the master of the modes. So he can free us. So this was that, and we go to the next one. So this verse explains about the symptoms of aesthetic love. So how the Ashtavikar we call it, no? So Rupa Goswami Prabhupada explains about the Ashtavikar, how it happens in the body of a devotee. So all this happen, manifest in the body of. So it actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had all this manifestation, and many times while doing chanting, the devotees noticed, and he also had was becoming unconscious while chanting the holy name, means so much of ecstasy. And for a long time, he was not able to wake up also. We know that this is the past time where he was taken to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya house, and then there he revealed his form and all that. So this is the bhava stage. So this shloka goes like this. Nayanam galadashudharaya vadanam gadgadaruddhaya gira पुलकैर्निचितं वपुः तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति नयनं गलदश्रुधारय वदनं गद्गदरुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपुः तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति. Who will read?
I read my Mataji.
Yeah, yes.
Oh my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly? They chant your holy name. When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So as I told, so this is not mechanically, Prabhupada says that some people may show as a sahaji, as it is said, like one cannot imitate, like they are really getting tears. And I have heard in on some devotees, they ask Namanisha Prabhuji also in the Bhagavatam class that somebody says I got a dream, or like those things are all that is our own mental speculation, no, we are thinking. And he gives also example, like once there was some devotee during his early years where he was seeing the deity and crying, and he initially he believed, and some senior devotee told him that no, actually he must be contemplating on that thing, and whole night, no, uh, something, it is like not natural. So for this is actually, one should not imitate. So that has to come, this should not be a mechanical thing. When somebody is purified in heart, it manifests. No, when their heart is melted, no, then there is a love for the Lord, then only it comes. So actually, it is said in some. So there's some verse in Bhagavatam where it is said that we are very stone-hearted if we are not getting tears when we chant the holy name of the Lord. So just think how much stone-hearted, no? Obviously I've never gotten tears like while chanting the holy name. So we can understand how hard-hearted, no? Actually, this is in the which it is said because it is so purifying. Then why is it not happening to us? Because our heart is like stone. Why has it become like a stone? Because of so much of material contamination. So much of anarthas is there still in the heart. That is why we are not able to that's such heart. So I will just read you this meaning. Certainly that heart is like a stone hearted, which does not change even upon chanting the holy name of the Lord. If one chants and does not experience transformation, such as tears in the eyes or hair standing on the end due to aesthetic love, it means the heart is still impure and untouched by devotion. So we may think that we are doing devotional service, but then that is not pleasing to Krishna. So that is why we have not developed these symptoms. So yes, so we understand how potent is the name of the holy name of the Lord. No? That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this chanting of the holy name for us, so that we do it effectively and make our life perfect. Right? So here it is said, when my eyes are be decorated, so he's seeing like when will I be coming to this stage, where all Ashtavikara is one place Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that why, I mean, if I am living still, that means that I am not I don't I mean I am not feeling the separation. I am so hard-hearted. So that is what he says to himself. So that is actually is in so much in the mood of Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes in the mood of Radharani and so much of separation. So he feels so much separated, Vipravalamba Bhava, it is said to be the highest. And he exhibited that. And in the Antya Leela, during his last days, and he used to think Krishna, and he used to embrace the walls and the trees. Like many times it has happened, like he would faint because he was always in the thoughts of Krishna. So that was a separation, but this is a bhava stage. Okay, this is for highest. Can only pray Krishna for his mercy, so that one day we come to this stage, but not by artificially. It comes on own. Okay, so this is seventh one, Vipralamba Bhava. Yugayita, sorry. युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे. So we'll read translation.
Okay, Mataji, may I?
Yeah.
Oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So this verse shows like intense separation from the Lord. Sorry. So even a moment, that is for a devotee, separation it is shown like a 12 years or more, like yuga, one yuga it is mentioned here. So so hard. Even even just like we know, like how Krishna, when he left the Vrindavan, the gopis always they were in the Vipralamba Bhava. So when Radharani used to see a bumblebee, she was thinking that to be Krishna. Krishna has come in disguise, and so much mad they would become in remembrance of Krishna. So that is highest, right? So tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence, right? So in materially also you can, every one of us have experienced some, like when your closed one is staying with you for a long time and they're going away from you, and they make you first time if they're leaving the house, or your children, and for a month if they have gone out for some training or job or anything, or or a trip, and if they're in school, like I'm just telling. So you will feel that separation, right? Like you never been away. So that will look like very long time. The short time also looks very long. So that happens when somebody is in deep love. So here, when a devotee is in so much absorbed in the thoughts of the Lord, so he is feeling that separation. So this verse actually describes the intense separation, the vipralamba bhava. No? The devotee feels so how so much of distress in the absence of the Lord. Go to the last verse now. Sorry, it was a bit late. Okay. आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां पिनष्टु माम् आदर्शनान् मर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विददातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु सन एव परः आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां पिनष्टु माम् आदर्शनान् मर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विददातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु सन एव परः Will read. Someone who has not read so far can read.
Can I read, Mataji?
Yes.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even. He shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally.
Yeah. So this is the highest.
Shall I read some more, Mataji?
No, Mataji. That's it.
Oh,
thank you. So this is the highest stage, prema stage, where one is in complete love for Lord. So what happens? So it doesn't matter whatever Krishna does also, he doesn't mind. I mean, even if it is happening bad, everything bad is happening in his life also, he still is in so much of love with Krishna. That is called unconditional love. So doesn't matter if there is a reciprocation from the Lord or not. So whatever you do, but that devotee is fixed in the service to Krishna or love to Krishna. No, it doesn't matter what it is. Actually, this is in the mood of Radharani and Gopis. They were actually complete surrender, right? So we all know that how much they prayed. Like there was a short story. I'll just tell fast. Maybe you all know that. So once Krishna was having a headache, and he Narad Muni comes, and then Narad Muni wanted to no, he was not having a headache. Actually, Narad Muni wanted to know who is the highest devotee. Then Krishna says, okay, you can yourself know. So go and tell no. And so then that I'm having a headache, Krishna is having a headache, and it will go if you give the dust of your lotus feet, right? So he goes to the Brahmanas, and so when he asks, because they are always engaged in the worship of the Lord, no, with the ritualistic and with these things. So when they ask, even they all say, no, like how can we give our, that our dust from our feet to Krishna? Oh my God! I mean, that will be such an offense. We will be going to hell, right? By doing that. Sorry, we cannot do that. They say. And then he goes to everyone, all many devatas, this, that. And finally, nobody is ready to give. And finally, he goes to gopis. So they immediately started, grabbing, and they were giving like, how much you want. No, immediately they started digging from below their feet, and so much of sand, and they started giving. So they were shocked and they were saying, what are you doing? I mean, you're giving this to Supreme Lord. I mean, are you too afraid of going to hell? Then they say that we don't mind, no, because for now, for us, Krishna should be happy. He's having a headache. He said, if his headache is going by this, we are ready to go to hell. So that is the surrender. So this is the surrender of the pure devotee. So even in this verse, when Prabhupada landed in America, no, Boro Krupa, Holy Krishna, no, that song is there, right? What is that song? Which Prabhupada sings in when he reached in the America. So he was actually felt, oh Krishna, where have you placed me? No? All people are in mode of passion and ignorance. No, but then you had something in mind. That is why you have sent me here. So he says here, no, Aniya cho jadi Prabhu amar, Aniya cho jadi Prabhu amare nachate. नाचो नाचो प्रभु नाचो से मते कष्टेरा पुतली jata nacho se mate means, oh Lord, I am just like a puppet in your hand. So if you have brought me here to dance, then make me dance, make me dance. Oh Lord, make me dance as you like. So this is the humility of a devotee. And Prabhupada mentions there that everybody, anybody knows to sing it rightly, you can sing. Somebody I heard.
I try to imitate the same tune, Mataji.
Okay.
Prabhu
I knew this. I forgot now.
Nachao, nachao, Prabhu, nachao se mate. Kshatera putra, nachao se mate.
Nacha, something like that.
Prabhu. Is the tune different, Mataji? But you sing well.
Something. I changed the tune actually. There's very beautiful song actually. It's full song. Boro Krupa Krishna Radha Mera Prati. Like that something it comes.
Yeah.
It's a very beautiful song. So there Prabhupada says that
it's in Bengali, no, Mataji?
Yeah, Bengali song.
Yeah.
He wrote 2 songs actually while traveling in the ship and then after landing. So this he was actually, see, everybody, if a materialistic person, by seeing such a America or like any advanced country, they would be happy. But see the position of a devotee, he's feeling sad that where have you brought me, Krishna? No?
Yes, Mataji. Everybody wants to go to America.
Wants to be in a very nice, clean, it looks so clean everywhere and posh and advanced. So much facilities are there. But Prabhupada was crying like, where have you brought me, Krishna? Okay, anyways, you have some plan, please make me done. No? He's saying like, people have given me, he says in that, people have given me the name as Bhakti Vedanta. Now make that as a truth. The name is there now, but then make it truth. But then we know that Krishna made it happen also. So this is the last verse, so which shows the unconditional love for the Lord. So this is the highest. So this should be everyone's goal to reach this, but yes, not artificially, it has to come. So these are the summary of the Shikshastakam. Like first verse is like glorifying of the chanting. Second one, disqualification. Disqualification, we saw the namaprad, the offenses that we do and why we are not getting taste. And then how one has to, how should be the mood. The third verse, Trunadapi Sunichena, it shows how should be the mood while chanting. Not while chanting. Overall, when we develop this, only, so it is like, it's not like only the chanting time. Whatever we do after the chanting also, it affects the chanting time. So we should be very careful what we do in the rest of the time after the sadhana also. And the verse 4, rejection of material desires, na dhanam, na janam, na sundari, man, that one, right? And then the desperate prayer for shelter, the 5th verse. And the 6th verse, agony of separation begins. The 6th and 7th is bhava, we know, extreme distress in separation, vipralamba bhava. And the 8th one is ultimate surrender and love. So with this, we come to an end. Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank you,
Hare
everyone.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So tomorrow there's a fasting till moonrise. So chant more holy name. That is why we read Shikshastakam today.
Till the evening, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. After the sunset, I think 6:30 it shows in the calendar. So after moonrise, we can break the fast.
We can.
And let's pray mercy of
Mataji.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so that we don't do the offenses to the holy name, and let him purify our existence also. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंतकोटि वैष्णव की जय. नामचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Can we chant together? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. I think most of you join in the early morning. If not, from tomorrow you can join. Try to join in the Brahma Muhurta. The temple link. It starts at 4:30. The Aarti. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.